This is kind of a different video that I usually never do. I have never done this before. The only character I have talked about is Evernight and how hyped I was for her. But this is gonna be the first time I kind of do a video for only one character. When I came back to Genshin, I was just expecting to really like Nefer, Lauma, and maybe Sandrone, because they were like the characters I was really hyped for. I actually came back and got Nefer. And honestly, I was really excited to play with Nefer. But when it got to me starting playing Not Grey, there was a point where I started to see Columbina and be like, hey, this character actually is really interesting. At first, I was just really curious about her story. I was never considering I will end doing a video for her. But really, honestly, the thing I want to say is that she's honestly has become one of my top 5 characters in Genshin. I love her a lot. She's honestly way better than I expected. Her story is really good. I feel like her paradox is actually really fitting for what she is, and that moment when in the last act where she sacrifices her soul and becomes part of Not Grey and then reappears for the fight versus the Troy was really good. But what I want to talk is how she goes from a character that actually doesn't really understand people because all she understands is deals, and how if you do something you have to give something. It's what she got taught as the Not Grey Moon Goddess, and as when she was in the Fatui, all she did was be there with the Saritsa, well, with the other Fatui, better said, with her the Harbingers. And honestly, it feels like she goes from a character that barely interacts with anyone, and she's like a cast out, like almost everyone in Not Grey actually at this point. Everyone is kind of like a cast out, except maybe Lauma. But yeah, back to the topic of Columbina. She's like a cast out from the Fatui, and as a moon goddess, Lauma is helping her hide. She becomes part of this friend group where our only friend is, Lauma at that point, and then we become friends with Columbina and start this friendship where we teach her that friends don't need to have deals. She actually realizes when we are fighting Rorir that actually helping friends is good, and that maybe like she can finally become part of Teyvat even if she's disappearing, because she wants to go back to the moon, which is understandable at that point is where she's from. But then comes to this point where Dottore actually forces her to go to the other side, and becomes really interesting, because I feel like sorry for that. I feel like the Columbina part where she goes back and then finds her ear, Solindis, her sisters, that shows how much she has grown from the start. Like at the start she's like this kind of cast out that only understands deals and thinks Lumina wants to do a deal too. She actually helped us, well, we help her with the marrow that Lauma tells us to protect, but actually, well, we all know how that goes. We actually did some crimes, and then someone else stole it, and then, well, we get it back. We actually protect it until the night of Columbina leaving. We also meet Nicole, who is worried about her even though they haven't met, but since she's a friend of us and a friend of Alice, well, we are friends of Alice, Nicole is also, well, they are the witches. It's like part of this, all of them together come and try to find Columbina because they all love her. They love who she is, who she has become. Sandrone is there trying to always find her. I don't know, I feel like she's like one of the best writing characters Genshin has gotten. A lot of people will say she's waifu bait. In my opinion, she's not. She's used this character that doesn't fit into Teyvat because she's a moon goddess, and well, the moons were rejected. She needs the Trilune to come back, which is really part of the, well, it's the best part of Not Grey. It really fits how the Torre creates the artificial moon because Columbina disappeared, and he kinda predicted that in case Columbina failed. And they feel like the proper antagonist and the proper heroine of Not Grey. It's like a really good. Then her paradox is really interesting. The fact that, well, her going to to the moon reflection is actually her end is her start at the same time, because she left Lonotar with us back when at the start of Not Grey, when we start going well, when we go meet Lauma to talk. Lonotar appears and it's with us, it's part of her soul. That's what connects her to us back then when she comes back with the Trilunar Authority. And I felt like her interactions with the sisters were really good. She sends her, they perish to the abyss. We see it when we help Sonnet from Arlecchino, with Arlecchino help for getting Arlecchino Moon, because Arlecchino is part of the Crimson Moon. So that part of Sonnet, the suffering and her saying, hey, you're not part of this world, that was really fitting for Not Grey. That part was really, really good. And then Columbina also helping us to go through Not Grey when we walk and meet her. I don't know, it felt really, really good, actually. I feel like Columbina is a really good character that fits properly Not Grey as its goddess. And I feel like there is no better character to put there. I feel like she's probably, after Mawika, she's probably my favorite god. I feel like nothing is gonna surpass Mawika, but Columbina is really, really good. Another thing I wanted to say is that yes, she's close to the Traveler, because the Traveler is the first person who says, hey, you can be yourself, there is no need to trade. But that applies to everyone else, because she actually trusts Nefer. She actually did trust Nefer, leaving Lonotar for Nefer to learn how to get her back. She also realizes, she also trusts Lauma with all the people in the Hisi Island to trust that Columbina is not there, but they have a path to it. Columbina is also interacting with the people in the Hisi Island now, so that's really, really good. It's really proper character development right in there by Genshin. And honestly, I feel like, well, yes, you could say at first she's kind of like waifu wait, but she's not, because the Traveler was only the first person, but then Lauma also helped her without asking for anything. Technically, Lauma was the first one. It's just that the Traveler was the one who explained it. Then we have the festival, which I really love it. Those interactions with Sandrone and Nefer and Lauma, all those parts were really, really good. That was probably my favorite event Genshin has done, that part of the festival. Like, I really love it, the Sandrone interactions, but probably my favorite one is when she goes to play with Nefer, Arlecchino, Yehoda to throw the balloons, the water balloons. That was really, really fun. I loved it, actually. And then the interactions with Nicole, Alice, and the old hack. It was really, really, really good. The part where she actually affected her destiny with the Kobaki energy was so good. I felt like reconnecting all the paradox was done really well by Genshin. And honestly, that final part where she appears with the Trilunar Authority was actually big. I think it's like one of the best parts Genshin has done, and it deserves the prize for that. I feel like Columbina is really, really good writing. I will put her as the second best writing, because for me, Nefer is the first. I think Nefer was the MVP. But honestly, Columbina deserved this video because I was expecting nothing from her. That was my expectation at first. But honestly, she has become a character I love. I think she deserves all the love. All her growth is done with her and the friends. I feel like Sandrone being so worried about her really fits. It's like really Sandrone, and how actually Sandrone dying is actually kind of the wish of Renee and Alain, which I actually really love at that part. But Sandrone will get her video at some point. I think they deserve it. Anyways, that's really like, it's really like a 9 minutes video, but I think that's enough. I probably put Act 1 scenes for not spoiling much, but I feel like the start of Columbina, probably with what we saw at the end, shows really well how she changed, who she has become. Anyways, she's just really big. I love her a lot, and I hope Genshin goes in the same direction for other characters that really need development, as in I hope they develop characters like this. But anyways, that's really all for this video. It has been 10 minutes of me yapping about Columbina. This is all my thoughts. I probably could have done it better, but this is what came out. I wrote all these and this is how I felt it was better. So that's pretty much it for this video. She's not waifu bait, she's really a good character, and all her relationships with not great characters are big. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other into the next one. Bye bye!